All right, we're going to take a look at Leonardo AI, how to use it. And if you haven't signed up already, please do sign up. It is a free account. You get 150 credits per day. Once you signed up, you click on launch. It should take you to the homepage, which showcases other creators' work, the trending topics. You can do uh, image generations, uh, canvas generations, canvas editing, and motion AI videos. So first, let's take a image generation. With image generations, you get 150 credits. I've already used a couple, so I'm down to 68 for today. You can choose whether to do one, two, three, or four. Just keep in mind over here in the credits, depending on how many images you're generating, it'll affect the generation. So I like to keep prompt magic on since it makes the images a lot better. It just guides the AI to create something that's more desirable, and you don't end up with crazy looking things like this. Next, you have Alchemy, which I think is free for this week of January 21st to the 27th. And that, of course, is going to affect how many tokens you're using. So if you're generating 3 images without any guidance, it's 3 tokens. If you add prompt magic, it's going to be double the amount per image. If you add alchemy, it's going to be a lot more. So if you're generating 4 images, 20. If you're generating one, it's 16. So the higher intensive work you put on their system, the more they're going to charge you per image generation. So assuming you're using the baseline free version, we're going to put prompt magic on, and down here I usually leave these untouched. These are the aspect ratio of the image. You can play around with these depending on the aspect ratio. uh, the aspect ratio can affect the image outcome. So these are 3 by 4, 4 by 3, and these are 3 by 4. These are 9 by 16, and you can see how it obviously affects them. And let's see, you can manually control the width and the height and the guidance scale. I usually leave these alone. Then we go up here, we have more settings. I usually keep it at absolute reality, but you can experiment with different styles. Then we have Leonardo style, and these are elements. This is more for game element creations. If you want something to not pop up, there is negative prompts. So let's say I don't want there to be any trees. You put trees there. Or let's say you don't want gold to show up, you put gold. So let's imagine that we're doing a video on ancient Egypt. We're gonna have a generation saying young Tutankhamun in traditional Egyptian clothes, resting on his throne on top of a pyramid in Egypt, close up. And let's generate 2 images. And the aspect ratio is 3 by 2. So this is what most DSLR cameras are going to be. And let's generate one that is 9 by 16. Same prompt, just different aspect ratio. Okay, so the images just finished generating. They usually take a couple of seconds, about 10 to 15 seconds. And this is what we got. So down here is the exact same prompt without prompt magic. And these are the prompts with prompt magic. Huge difference. So obviously there were no cameras back in Egypt, so there's no images of Tutankhamun, but we can do our best with AI. Obviously, we're not going to use something crazy like this. These look a lot better, but again, if you have 150 credits, you can try as many of these as you want until you get the right one. Let's say you want it in black and white. In black and white. Sometimes it listens to you, sometimes it doesn't. All right, and we're back. So this is what it generated. Sometimes, like I said, it'll listen to you, sometimes it wouldn't. That is the magic of AI. So let's go with something a little bit more simple. A king from China in the 1500s, portrait, cinematic, Genghis Khan. Let's see what happens. Let's remove trees and no negative prompts, and let's generate that. All right, so these took about 17 seconds to generate, a lot better. And if we're looking for a Genghis Khan figure, obviously Genghis Khan was a little bit more violent looking. He wasn't as civilized as these two gentlemen right here, but it'll definitely amplify the quality of the video. All right, let's move on to real live canvas drawing. So right now I have the same thing, a king resting on a throne. With this, you can have, let's do a giant chair here. Have a king there. We can change the colors. Have him in a red room, red drapes. Let's see if that changes anything. And you can do in painting, which is change certain aspects of the king here. Make it smaller. You can have him carry something here, maybe. Adjust certain parts. And you can do more in painting. Let's see. You can add a sword. And let's make that sword dark gray, and he's holding it in this hand, and it generated. Awesome. Let's have two swords. That one didn't work. Let's add a. All right, let's swap it out. Add a helmet. And now he's wearing a helmet. It's not a traditional helmet, but you get the point. All right, now let's say we have an image and we want to expand on it. Let's say we want to see the rest of this guy's torso, or we want to see what else is around Tutankhamun, right? So we can download these images. Again, we can do upscales and we can increase the resolution by choosing any one of these options. It's going to take a couple of seconds, but it'll make the image quality a little better. And we're going to try it with this one. And we're going to download this one as well. And here we have two different options with the original, and we have the HD smooth upscaled version, which shows a little bit more detail and looks less like AI. This is the original, and this is the HD smooth version. And let's say we want to see what else is going on here and what else is going on here. That is where canvas in painting comes in, or canvas expansion. So what we're going to do is you can control the number of images that it generates. Let's do 3. Obviously, it's going to take up some credits, but you have more options. You can decide what you want to generate on the image. So let's upload our images. Let's start with Tutankhamun, and we want to see what's around him. Let's add cards. Generate. Okay, so we are done, and it took about 17 seconds. So we have what looks like guards coming in. We have the rest of the image, and there we go. So if we have a image that doesn't fit the aspect ratio of a video and we want it to fit, we would use this feature. Now let's go back. Let's delete this. And let's select an aspect ratio that fits the video, which is 16:9. And let's select our image of our king. Let's fit the image to that aspect ratio. So right here we have guards and servants. Let's generate that. All right, so right here we have guards and servants uh, generated. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see it better. They seem to be in the background, and it looks like it fits pretty seamless. These are other options. You see some distortion here, some distortion in the face. And again, so this one did a pretty good job. So if we just had this one image, we can use this to generate what else is in the back. You can also use other images that you find on the internet in order to fit the aspect ratio of a video. All right, let's say I like this one the best. I accept it. All right, so I can download this image and I now can use it in my videos. Last feature of Leonardo is the video feature. So let's say we generated an image of this king from China, Genghis Khan, and we want him to move. We don't want this to be a still image because, again, we want movement within our videos. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight over it. We're going to see this little clip, generate motion video. There's this other one. That's for upscaling. And if you want to remove the background, there's a background remover. But what we want to do is make this guy move. Let's try it with this one. Actually, let's do this one instead. Generate the video. It's going to tell you it's going to cost 25 tokens. It's going to be public. You can't really change that. Motion strength is 9. You can play around with this and we can go ahead and generate. Give some time. It's going to take a little bit longer than image generations. So have some patience with it. All right, so here we have our generation of the image. Most of the times they're going to be really weird. What we're hoping for is to get some cool generations. I don't think I would necessarily use this one. I'll probably cut the video in half and just have this right here, this first half looping back and forth, or just have it in very slow motion and zooming in, but the video cut in half. The video is 4 seconds long. You can hit here, download, and now you have it in MP4 format ready to use in the video. All right, so we went over how to generate an image in Leonardo, how to upscale the image, how to increase the resolution, the different settings that we have. We have negative prompts. We went over painting. We went over in painting, swapping out the image. You can do this until you have something great. We went into the canvas option and how to expand an image. We went into the video generation. And that is pretty much everything about Leonardo for now. If you guys have any questions, just message me on Discord.